Now, you might remember local man Darren Robb, who was sailing out of the River Foyle with the Clippers and his wee dog Toby on board for an all-round Ireland voyage to raise money for Macmillan Cancer. Well, Darren, we understand, has now completed the first couple of legs of the sail. Hopes to set sail again tomorrow. Darren, next stop, Dingle, I believe.
Well, how's it going, Mark?
Not too bad.
Next up, Arklow, and it's part of a series of stops before we get to Dingle, and we'll be well past the halfway mark then. There's no point turning back at that stage, so it's quicker to get home once you hit Dingle.
Darren, yours is a remarkable story. We've spoken before about wee Toby, your buddy. Well, to put it mildly, for to have barriers that have the like of which have been presented to you in your life with your sickness, I mean, a lot of people will wonder how you even make it out of the house, never mind onto a yacht, never mind out to the open ocean. How are you facing the challenge?
Well, it's tough. I get quite tired easily now, but I'm determined to get this sail over and done with. And it's always been a dream of mine to sail around Ireland, so I'll be killing two birds with one stone, really. Doing it for Macmillan to raise some money for them. We're over the 10,000 mark now, so it's doing quite well. Thanks to everybody who's contributed to that. But we just get on with it. You know, there's no point burying your head in the sand. You just have to take every day as it comes. Every day's a blessing now at the minute. Indeed.
I spoke to you down at the Clippers, and you had another serious bit of news, Darren, didn't you?
Yeah. It was. I was put in the terminally ill category, and it was quite a shock. You know, it really was. But who was to know when I started all this off that things would go belly up? But you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You really just have to get on with it, and there's no other way out.
But where do you get this drive when the medical people come back and say, "Darren, it's terminal now"? Where do you get the drive to keep going on your voyage? Because the last time we spoke, you were living with the hope that, my goodness, you might have conquered it or cracked it, and the news is to the contrary, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, we thought they might have found a few markers in my cells, and they would be able to start a chemo treatment, but unfortunately that didn't work out, and there was really no hope as far as the medical teams were concerned when they relayed all the information to me. But you know that. Like, what do you do when you're faced with a situation like that? You know, do you throw in the towel? Not for me. I'll carry on regardless, and I can't really take it on board mentally. What's going on? I try not to think about it. I just try to lead every day now as if it's my last, and try to get as much out of it as possible. I'm getting plenty good oxygen around here anyway, you know, and a bit of a regime, taking a few glasses of wheatgrass a day, and it's becoming quite a challenge, even doing that, with getting the 240 supply for the juicer.
You're on the wheatgrass?
Taking a few glasses of it a day, yeah.
I know some people swear by the wheatgrass, but I mean, you're saying, Darren, it's even too late for chemo at this stage?
Well, what Russell Houston said to me was, he's the leading oncologist there in the city hospital. He said there wouldn't be much point because you'd be very ill with it, and there'd be multiple tumours showing their head pretty shortly. So to take it on board is very difficult. But any alternative treatment that was offered, you know, surely you would embrace it and believe in it, no matter what the outcome would be. You can't give up hope. You can never give up hope. You can just carry on regardless. That's the only alternative.
Darren, what about the practicalities? As you become more and more ill, I believe that when you go out to sea each time, you're with people. I believe sometimes the oncologist is with you on board. So is that support there? What is the nature of your support?
Well, the support is coming from my friends in the form of the crew coming helping me. And today I have Brendan Donaghy down with me, and he'll be coming for a bit, and then we'll get another few lads on board. But as far as support from, for example, the palliative care team or the oncology department, I've just put that to the side for the moment. But I know they're there for me if I need them. But we'll get this sail out of the road first before we start thinking about that.
So this leg will take you from, is it Bangor, or how far have you got? How far around are you?
We're down in Howth. We're in Dublin at the minute, down in Howth. And we just arrived there this morning. We have to get a few things sorted out with the front sail on the boat. And the winds aren't great at the moment, and plus we've missed the tide today, but we'll pick it up again in the morning about 10:30.
And how's the Tobeen boy?
Oh, he's doing great. He's never far from my side. He's here at the minute. The tail's going.
Do you have a feeling? We were talking this week, Darren, a remarkable encounter with a mother and a son living with autism, and the remarkable sense that the dog, and I don't want to trivialise this in any sense, but the sense that the dog understood the child even more than maybe human beings do. Do you have a sense from Tobeen, your little buddy, that maybe he knows?
Most definitely.
Does he know that something's
definitely.
Up? What?
Yeah, most definitely. He even in 2011, when I had the first tumour removed from my neck, he get really stuck in there and hugging me and tight beside the neck. And he knew there was something wrong, and now I can tell that he knows. But I get great comfort from him. I really do. It keeps me going.
Darren, physically, how do you do that? Because I've sailed a tiny, tiny bit, and every time you come back to shore, you sleep for a fortnight. For goodness sake, it is one of the most physically exhausting or challenging things to do. How do you plan to see this through when the diagnosis suggests that physically you're going to get weaker?
Well, you can do it in a couple of ways. You can get stuck in, which I would normally do, running around like a blue arse fly, just getting stuck in, or you can step back from it and look at it in a different way and just go at it slowly. And that's what I'm doing at the moment, just taking it slowly and no sudden bursts. And I feel you can conserve your energy that way, and get through the day.
And do friends and family feel this to be good for you, the drive that you're describing here? Or I'm assuming there are people around you, I don't want to be prying or nosy about this, but who maybe at this stage in your life would prefer you were back home?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. There's been a few debates about that, but at the end of the day, it's my call. I have to make the decision whether it's my last stand, and although I can't accept it, I want to get this sail around Ireland done. I've seen every county on land, and to see the counties and the scenery from the shore is just going to be spectacular for me, and if it is my last chapter, then
so be it.
Yeah, so be it.
Darren, it must be, I find myself welling up a wee bit sitting listening to you. At times it must be emotionally overwhelming. You describe looking at Ireland, the land of where you come from, and you're looking at it and you're thinking, well, that's the last time maybe I'll see County Wicklow. That's the last time I'll see County Down. That must be emotionally draining.
Oh, it's hard to keep going. Sometimes it really is. You do feel like breaking down a lot, but what really is the point? Because once you do that, you've lost hope. You have to keep it going. You have to keep the candle of hope lit, because people have beat this in the past. There has been scenarios where people have come through when they've been given maybe a couple of months to go on. And you just have to have hope and keep your guard up, and not have any negative people around you. And that's the key, I think, for me.
I get a sense, though, Darren, that part of you feels this voyage to be your legacy voyage. Is that putting it too strongly?
No, you're right. Just by taking the bull by the horns there. Well, yes, part of me, because my body will tell me how far I can go, and it'll tell me what's happening. Ultimately, my body will tell me when things are getting worse, and I can feel getting weak. Like, there's no doubt about it. This last couple of weeks, and it's not just as rosy as it would normally be, But good days and bad days.
Just remember, what age are you again?
I'm 47. Yeah, 47. It's hard to believe.
It must feel just ridiculously cruel. I get a sense that people talk about fighting cancer. As if you can, as if you can, put the boxing gloves on and, that the stronger ones will beat it. It's not like that at all. This is a battle raging inside you that really, Darren, you have pretty little control over, don't you?
Well, pretty little control of it. It was a bit of positive thinking, you know, and a bit of willpower. It's amazing what your mind can achieve, and I'm really into that side of things with positive thinking and determination. I really will try my best. I really will, and go on from here.
Darren, it's unusual. I think probably listeners are sitting the same as myself today. It's unusual in life that you hear somebody talking about very serious things with such clarity. I mean, clearly something like this would put life in perspective and stuff, but it strikes me that this experience is giving you a clarity about your every breath, your every step, your every move, your every word that you speak. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, definitely. It's like getting touched with a magic wand and having X-ray vision. You see things totally differently. You know, you cherish every moment, and every bit of life that you see, you respect it. Even from an insect on the ground, you know, you respect it so much because there's a lot behind that bit of life for in every case. And it just makes you appreciate things a lot more, things we've taken for granted for years, you know.
I just get a sense of there'd be people out there who, if they could physically puff their own puff into your sails, they would nearly blow you around Ireland. You know, do you feel supported? Yeah. Do you feel supported by people?
Oh, definitely. There's my friends have shown through. They really have, and are coming every day to see how they can help me and in what way they can help me. But at the moment, you know, the help comes through maybe joining me on the boat. And getting this boat round, and me and the dog round up to around Malin Head and into the Foyle again.
Well, look, I was lucky enough to host the Clipper arrival. I would, for what it's worth, Darren, eagerly await welcoming you into the studio. You know, when you pull up at that Foyle pontoon and come in and talk to us about the completion. And I think you know, there'll be an awful lot of people out there just willing you on and just wishing you every success as you head down towards Cork. Is it right? You hope to be maybe around Cork and all next week or what?
Yeah, definitely be in Kinsale anyway, around mid next week. Mm-hmm. And up around to Dingle then in the next couple of days.
And that's not a cakewalk. I mean, that's not a cakewalk. Those are serious waters.
Yeah, serious waters once you get down in the most southerly tip. But you just time it well and watch the weather, watch the forecasts, and don't move unless it's absolutely safe to do so. You know, especially in a wee 24-footer. But when we left the Foyle, came around, we went into Rathlin for the night and then carried on. We had a great sail around into Kilkeel and Ardglass. It was just fantastic. We arrived late one night and we arrived late in Kilkeel, but the shore power wasn't sufficient to power my little juicer for the wheatgrass, so I ended up walking up the pontoon to the first light I saw about 20 metres across the road, and I went into this house, and there was a guy there doing a bit of work with a fish processing plant. I was standing there with my sailing gear on and the juicer in one hand and the bag of grass in the other. I said, "Sorry, excuse me, would you mind if I plugged in and got a bit of grass?" He said, "Hang on a minute, mate." He says, where do you think you're going? Get the hell off these premises and take them drugs with you." But once I explained things to him, you know, he had a bit of empathy with me, and he showed me up to the canteen. We had a bit of crack together, you know.
It's not every day a boy in a fish factory is going to get asked to juice wheatgrass for a boy that's come off a yacht.
That's right. Some crack now when he came down to the boat and all and seen it. So different members of the crew joining me in different places, you know, and that makes things all the more fun, sharing it with other people.
Well, we're happy to do that on air. Darren, yours is a remarkable story. We can only wish you well, and look, let's talk again when you get round maybe the head of Cork there up towards Baltimore. Yeah, thanks very much, Mark. Look forward to that. All right, man. Take care. All the best now. Bye-bye. My goodness, that is just unbelievable. We wish Darren Robb well. What can you say? I don't know if there's Facebook pages. Darren, I remember he started out and said, well, you know, if people want to... He's the kind of guy just got stuck in. I remember him describing that. He wasn't doing it like a strategy or a campaign, or just said, no, I'm going to sail around Ireland. and sort of everybody else had to catch up with him and stuff. So I mean, maybe people can share pages of support for Darren on our Facebook page. Please don't hesitate to do so. We'll happily repost that and get him all the traffic and all the support we possibly can. What a remarkable man. Darren Robb there, facing the open ocean once again despite a terminal diagnosis.